Martin, congratulations on becoming the new head coach of Wigan Athletic Women. Just how delighted are you to take on that role?
Yeah, it's a massive honour for me, to be honest. Been really fortunate enough to work with clubs in the past that have the community at the heart of what they do, and Wigan, whether it be the football or the rugby, sport in general is at the heart of the town. So for me to have the opportunity to grow and create a little bit of history here, that's a huge honour for me, and something I'm really looking forward to getting to work on.
What was the main thing that attracted you to the role itself?
So for me, it was the project. Like I say, the community and the buzz around Wigan Women when the announcement first happened was huge. Working across at the Community Trust, I obviously saw that firsthand in terms of going out into schools and seeing the impact, and even just the staff ourselves were kind of talking about it and, I wonder what's going to happen. Wigan's got a history of women's football, obviously being a host city for the Women's Euros. In partnership with Lee and things like that. So yeah, there's a hotbed of women's football here, and it's like I say, it's a huge honour, and I'm really excited about getting to work and creating a legacy in the history for Wigan.
We've seen in recent weeks the head of operations for the women's team, Hayley, talk about the women's team in general and the passion that she has for it. Just what did she have to say to you about the role?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to working with Hayley, to be honest. I think our passion is on the same level. That's one thing I really wanted to get across to everyone, that my passion for the women's game doesn't just go towards one team. It's about growing for future generations, no matter where you are. Obviously my role is creating it for Wigan, and I'll be fully focused on that, but there's a wider impact within women's football at the minute, that you don't do it for yourself, you do it for the future generations, and that's something that I've really felt that me and Hayley have matched up on. And her passion for the game is to grow for Wigan, but also having an impact wider, and we're both driven by the impact that we can have for Wigan.
We'll go back to the very start when you graduated from the University of Central Lancashire. Was that passion for coaching always there for you?
Yeah, it was, to be honest. I went to uni sort of going more down the PE teaching route, but that sort of industry is sort of saturated at the minute. So I did a lot of work around sort of the professional industry, looking at the EPPP and things like that. And I found a real niche for going into football. Obviously, I've always been into football from a young age, playing and things like that. So I've just known that it's been really difficult to get into. But going to uni kind of re-sparked that flame for me, if you like, to go into the professional game and looking at creating something for myself. And I think I've been really fortunate to get involved with women's sport just before it's taken off. So I've seen it from a real grassroots sport where there's no real career for the footballers taking part, and now obviously I'm seeing it develop into where it's a profession for these women and girls. So yeah, I've been really fortunate to ride that journey so far, and I'm hoping to continue that. Yeah.
And part of that journey, you've been at the likes of Bury, Crewe, Chester Women. Just talk to us about that journey in general.
Yeah, so obviously Bury was more sort of with the foundation stage and working with the young boys there for a short period of time. But working with Crewe was obviously more around sort of the academy side of things as well. So working with slightly older players and working with an under-21 setup there, which was around steadying the ship, if you like, and building for a future that they've got today. So I'm really proud of the part that I played at Crewe, and again at Chester it was very much a sort of transitional period when I came over, and we looked to sort of make it professional, and whenever the day was that I would leave, made sure that I left it in a better place. And I think despite not achieving the promotion that we wanted, I think the club itself is in a better place than when I walked in. So I'm really proud of the part that I had to play there, and making sure that whoever takes over is in a place for them to go and get the promotions that they want to achieve there.
Do you feel like those experiences will help you slot in here at Wigan Athletic Women?
Absolutely, yeah. I was really fortunate at all clubs to sort of have a role to try things. It's almost like a trial and error kind of process there. But yeah, a lot of things worked, a lot of things didn't work, but we always worked and looked to act on those things that didn't work, and how can we make something work. And that's really important for me, that development, that continuous development, which again I'll know I'll get here from speaking to Hayley. She wants to progress me. She's not happy with me coming in at where I'm at, which I'm not either. So all our conversations have been around how they can support me to sort of get better and obviously impact the players as well. So yeah, the experiences that I've got will stand me in good stead to hit the ground running here. and then it's a case of where can we all go from there.
You mentioned before working for the Community Trust. Do you think that helps knowing the club in general and knowing what the club's about?
Definitely, yeah. Like I say, I've been able to experience sort of the player appearance side of things and see the kids' faces when they walk into a classroom. It's really impactful, even doing things like stadium tours, whether they're into the football or the rugby, they can see themselves walking out onto the pitch one day. And I think having that impact and being able to go out to the community and having that is really something that I take a lot of pride in. And hopefully now with the young girls in Wigan, I can bring that aspect to them and get our players out into those schools and let them know that, you know, being a footballer is an achievable goal for those girls as well.
The women's team is in its infancy. How exciting is it that you almost get a kind of a fresh start at this?
Yeah, it's everything we do from this point on is history making, and that's something that's really sort of drove me to be a part of that. Obviously, there's numerous people that have been a part of that up to this point. Hayley being one, Gregor being another in the initial setup, and obviously the chairman in the first place, and the owner for wanting to have the project even in the first place. So to have the idea to bring it here, so there's a lot of history that has been made already, and the fact that I can play a small part in that is huge for me.
And you'll also work alongside Emerson Boyce, who will be the manager of the Wigan Athletic Women's team. Is that exciting for you as well, knowing how much of a legend he is here?
Yeah, again, from a selfish point of view, it's going to be supporting me, and it's going to get me better. He's experienced things that I literally dreamed of in terms of winning the FA Cup and things like that. It's not every day you can say you're going to work with an FA Cup winner and things. So yeah, he's achieved things that I've literally dreamt of. So I'm really looking forward to sort of getting to know those experiences, what it was like, and different things that I can put into my practice, whether it's delivering sessions or even the way I conduct myself or anything like that. Anything he can do to sort of help me, I'm all ears. And from a selfish point of view, I'm really looking forward to it. And that will obviously benefit the players, and anything we do on the pitch that creates history will be a huge part for Wigan in terms of women's football.
The club in general has a passionate fan base, as you'll know. How much will you be asking for their support as we go on this journey?
Yeah, every step of the way, every single step of the way, we're going to need it. That's one thing that I've always had, even at Chester. We built a team that was to represent the community. It doesn't matter where they're from. Doesn't matter their background, as long as they've got the core values that represents the community of Chester then and now Wigan. That's one thing we'll be putting together, a team that represents the town, and making sure that they understand what it means to wear the badge, and then we can go to them and we can ask for them support to get behind it. We'll need it from day one. That first game, we're going to need as many fans down as we can, and hopefully they'll back us all the way.